From wherever you want. Okay.
Okay, from the opening. Okay, so this was this theoretical line. So d3, I played knight e7, so my idea to push d5 immediately. Of course, white can play e4, but okay, it's after e4, bishop is a little bit blocked, but okay, e4 is logical. But he played what? He played queen b3 or what?
Yeah, he played, yeah.
Yes, he played queen b3, stop it this way. Okay, now if c6 he wants knight f3, so I decide to change my plan. So knight f3, so h6, I want to prepare bishop e6. So castle, bishop e6, b5, queen d7, b5, queen d7, I played bishop a3 and bishop h3. It's important moment that knight takes e5 doesn't work, because if this, white cannot take, of course, here, because after take, bishop takes I have knight g4 with mate. It's very simple line, but this is back, yes?
Yeah, you can give it. Yeah.
But a little bit more complicated line. So knight e5, d takes e5, bishop takes e7 immediately, bishop takes g2, bishop takes f8, bishop takes f1, bishop takes g7. So it looks like white is winning the pawn, but again queen h3. So rook takes f1 and knight g4.
Wow.
Yes. So this tactic doesn't work. So knight e5 doesn't work. Okay. Of course. He played logically c5, not only move, but logical one. And now, if I take, he just taking, and not easy to defend against b6. So I didn't like this, so I decided to play this because now queen b4 is obviously bad because knight d5. So queen b2, it's some x-ray with bishop. It was my hope, but b6 is still threat, so I decide stop at this. Now c6 is possible, but okay, I will go to d8, and now white attack is more or less closed. So he took here, yes. White has many possibilities in each move, so he played rook fc1. Yes, rook fc1. I played rook fc8. Okay, I'm not sure what white should play now. It's quite white choice, but he decided to play e4. I'm somewhere probably he afraid I will push e4 myself. Okay, knight d2 was possible. After knight d2, my plan was to play d5 with complicated position. He played e4. I played knight e8, so my pawn need to be protected. And how now he played rook c2. Probably more logical was knight d2 or even knight e1 with idea knight c2, knight e3, so, to do something with this knight, because after rook c2 probably he missed d5, because now it looks like this is just a pawn sacrifice. Queen takes e7, e takes bishop d7. Also black has compensation, knight d6 is coming, but white has rook e1 and then d4, so it's not so clear. But I think probably my opponent missed that intermediate move d takes e4, and now if white takes back pawn, I have two bishops and my rook's working good, knight is ready to come to d6. Okay, he played this, probably e takes f3, bishop takes f3, position is not so clear. Important moment that after queen takes d3, white is not taken immediately, because after rook a8, queen f3 is coming, it's really unpleasant, but bishop e4, there is intermediate move and situation not so clear. Well, just a moment. Of course, black can play rook a7 now, or rook b8. Rook a7, I think, is strong, still slightly better for white, but it was more tempting to take on d3. So I took on d3 because now e4 is coming, and I have two pawns against piece, and white piece is not active, so I played e4, knight d2. Rook a2 is possible, but I was not so sure that I need this exchange. I can win the queen after queen a2 and knight a2, but I think it's better to keep this threat on reserve. He played rook a1, protected. If not, okay, rook a2, somewhere can be dangerous, or I can think about knight c7 or knight d6. So he played rook a1, played knight d6. So he took. if rook a1, rook c8 now, so he played this, and now I'm much better. So this, I have already 3 pawns against piece, and bishop g2 is out of play. Okay, so bishop d6 he played. After bishop c3, I'm just taking, and he should take with knight, with slipette. So now I took, and important move, bishop d4. So white wanted to play bishop f4 and bishop e3, but I don't allow this. Okay, now h4 is strange move. Best practical chance was bishop f4 to attack. No, sorry. Of course, rook took on b1. Of course, knight on b1 was really bad.
Yeah, one more.
So this, and now if rook a2, bishop f4, not so clear. So I played this important move. Idea not allow bishop f4, bishop e3. So now he can play. He played h4, very strange move. So bishop f4 is better because g5, bishop e3 not so clear. But my plan was to play h5. Idea never allow g4. If bishop e3, I can just take and rook a6, for example, and bishop is not playing. In one moment, white will give the piece, and black have good winning chances, but of course it's still a lot of play. But he lost tempo, h4, so probably he afraid g5, but g5 I didn't see anything serious after takes, rook a2, rook b6, rook d2, rook e6, and my pawn. So I calculate something like this, take, rook a2 for example, but it wasn't convincing for me, rook b6. So if king f7, knight f1, if rook d2, rook takes e6, if rook e2, rook d6, something like this, rook takes e3, bishop f1, I was not totally sure that this is winning for me. Of course, very promising, but I was not so sure. But okay, it's so my plan was to play h5, but he played h4, so it looks like he afraid g5. But now I, after h4, I realized that my plan even more easy way. So I played rook a2, now bishop f4 and h5. Idea. Never allow g4, and white is totally blocked, so no bishop e3 don't exist anymore. So he played king f1. He wants to improve his king, but the problem is that bishop c3 is coming, and now he cannot take on b6 because bishop takes d2 and
Checkmate is there.
yes, and mating threats. Even after bishop takes d2, rook a1 check, and bishop e1 d2.
And then d2 is coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, even this idea is possible. Check and d2.
Right.
Well, so rook b6 doesn't work. So he played king e1, but now after b5, I just push my pawn. He cannot take, obviously. And also important that f3 doesn't work, because after f3 I just taking and playing e3, and game is over. So after bishop e3 I can take on g2. Also rook e2 is possible. So he cannot play this. But other moves are totally. So he played king d1. I played b4. Again, if f3, same idea. Bishop d2 and e3. So he played bishop e3. After bishop d7, he just resigned because bishop a4, bishop c2. Totally.
Thank you so much, Vasyl.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your game. Thank you.